Monday, November 3rd, and we are at the Town Hall meeting. I see quite a bit on the agenda today.
Welcome everyone. Nice to see another great turnout. Regular meeting of council Monday, November 3rd, 2025 at 6:30 p.m. in the Civic Center Council Chambers. Please kindly place your cell phones on mute or turn them off. Call meeting in order. The Township of Chapleau does hereby call the regular meeting of Monday, November 3rd, 2025 to order at 6:30 p.m. Indigenous land acknowledgement. The municipality of Chapleau is situated in Sister Treaty and Title Lands in Anishinaabe and Cree people, a Treaty 9 area, and recognizes neighboring First Nations of Brunswick House, Chapleau Cree, Chapleau Ojibwe, Mishpicotton, and Missinaibi Cree. We acknowledge the long history of the First Nation and Métis people in Ontario and show respect to them today. Approval of the agenda. Whereas the members of council have been presented with an agenda for the regular council meeting of Monday, November 3rd, 2025, and be resolved that the agenda be adopted as presented. Can I please get a mover?
I'll move.
Moved by Paul, seconded by
I'll second.
Kathy. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor? Carried. Disclosure of pecuniary interests. Mayor Brinunco requests pecuniary interests be declared for the record. Lisa?
No.
Kathy? Alex?
No.
Paul?
None.
All right. Delegations? None. Committee of Adjustment? None. Consent to the agenda. Whereas Council of Township of Chapleau reviewed the consent to the agenda, consists of council committee meeting minutes and regular council meeting minutes for Monday, October 20th, 2025, and Chapleau Regional Economic Development Board meeting minutes for September 22nd, 2025. Now therefore be resolved that the Township of Chapleau does hereby approve the regular meeting minutes for Monday, October 20th, and that council hereby receives the Regional Economic Development Corporation meeting minutes of September 22nd, 2025. Could I please have a mover?
I'll move.
Moved by Lisi, seconded by
I'll second.
Paul. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
I've got a open.
Go ahead.
So again, we're just a couple meetings behind on catching up on the CRUDC minutes. There was a letter in the minutes.
Sorry.
Shaking your head.
Yeah, we're not, it's once a month meeting, so the October meeting gets passed in November and we're not at the November meeting yet. So it should be the September minutes. Sorry.
It's my prenup. The point, there's a mention of a letter in there that the resignation, termination of the contract. So, and I speak for myself on council, I haven't seen that letter.
Oh.
And I think it would help council be informed on next steps. Perhaps that could be included in the minutes or shared with council.
Okay, anything else? Hearing none, all in favor? Carried. Okay. Business. 7.1 Manitoulin District Administrative Board Budget Summary, and that the Council of Township does hereby receive the Manitoulin District Administration Board's 2026 Budget Summary for information. Can I please get a mover?
I'll move.
Moved by Paul, seconded by
Alex?
Alex. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor? Carried. 7.2 Manitoulin District Administrative Board Strategic Plan 2026-2030. That the Council of Township does hereby receive the Manitoulin District Administration Board Strategic Plan 2026-2030 for information. Can I please have a mover? Moved by Lisi, seconded by
I'll second.
Kathy. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor? Carried. New administrative position, administrator. That the Council of Township of Chapleau hereby approve the addition of a new administrative position in municipality, handle economic development and stewardship, and assist council and mayor in assigned tasks, and assisting the CEO as senior administrative capacity. And that the council approve including this new position in the 2026 budget, and furthermore that the title of the new position is? Question mark. Can I get a mover?
I'll move for discussion.
Okay, second.
I'll second.
So to, Council Alex's question around CRDC and our contract being terminated, we are without an economic development officer position, right? So this is vital to the community, so, what I didn't see here is timing. It talks about 26 budget, but we are without an economic development person at the moment, which means opportunities could be passed as well. So just wondering what the timing of recruitment would be.
Through you, Mr. Mayor. It was my intention, if this position is passed this evening, that we will start our recruitment right away. I've actually got the job posting all ready to go, so it would be tomorrow.
More questions, more discussion? So to answer your question previous, this would be, instead of having a consultant, would bring it in-house, and then I would, together with this person, work at the economic development opportunities that are coming. As we know, we have one already that'll be coming forward to the community, which we've been working on, bringing the prospect in. We've had numerous meetings with them to engage them in making several $million-dollar investment in the community. We've also helped with funding out at the sawmill with letters and stuff like that for the province to aid. Numerous examples that we're already doing. It's just the paperwork that becomes a nightmare. We need somebody that's following up with these letters and getting them out and getting them. That's not one of my strong suits. So we need somebody there and it's also that's attending the meeting and taking the notes at the meeting and doing those things, and also going to certain meetings and getting the proper information that we want out.
So 2 points on that, as you said, kind of ends with a question mark on what the job title would be for discussion. But then with the mayor's job, so mayor, it's a different beast than councillor. There's a lot of support needed there. And I think it's important that that's communicated to the community to push the agenda. There's that administrative support. There's a lot to unpack with the position described in the 4 lines there. So what we as a council have done is get the Chapleau Regional Economic Development Corporation going, took out the EDO position in-house. So that's where we've been driving the bus to get that at arm's length from council on the economic side. So there's that piece there that we need to be able to support you administratively. But then the other piece is this position seems to be bringing back in-house something that we've got in another restructured already.
So
that's something that's
two answers to what you're asking in there. So one was to have a corporation aside from the township where you can do things in it. So we talked about as a council, let's say we had an interest at the airport, and we'll use the M&R as an example. And they said, hey, if you had hangar space there, we would rent that per month, or we would sign a lease with you or another corporation. It doesn't have to be there. It's just an example of a space, and then we would say, okay, this corporation would then levy against the hydro building that we put into it, which is being rented to now to Hydro One, and that money goes within the Economic Development Corporation. So then we could look at building another one and leasing it out. So it would have its own way of funding. And there's a lot of opportunities where council can apply for certain funding, but a non-for-profit organization can't. But it's held 100% of the shares are owned by the municipality. So it's one arm's length, and there were several examples that we talked about. CAP has one, very, very successful, that's done very well. Hearst has one. There was a list of about 10 of them. I can't remember them all right now.
Yeah.
So it's just mirroring those, but also having the ability to pivot and do different things. Drag races we put through there. So there's another example where, the municipality, you wouldn't want the liability of the municipality for having that. You put it through a corporation, so it's one arm removed. So God forbid, but something happens, we're protected, and you're protecting the municipality as a councillor.
And that's where I'm trying to get to, where I take a lot of pride in being able to explain to the public exactly what we're doing, the name of the position. So we'll take some in the front row. Pierre asked me, what's this new position gonna be? How does it differ from how it was before? What's the title? Because it shouldn't be question mark coming to council, we should have like a job title in there. I think there is a few things on the economic side that,
Yeah, well, we can table it and come back with one. It's also an opportunity for council to name it as they see.
but I do wanna say, having been really involved in getting the CRDC going and being a productive thing, I see the value of having our economic person in there and making that work. And I don't know if we've reached the end of the line in that capacity where we wanna restructure completely back in, because then we might not have that independence that your point, somebody, you know, you come back under CAO directly, you know, we wanna have that little bit of it. So it's a very, very brief description here. I think there is some more that we can unpack. I really support getting the administration so that your job is not a day-to-day headache on the small stuff and the big stuff, but the economic side, I do think, I would be in favor of tabling that for a little bit more discussion and coming back to council.
Okay.
My colleagues have,
What do you wanna do?
I have one question, so if this position is handling economic development, is there training or certification needed, or are we looking at providing that training to the person?
My view would be see who applies, see if they have the talent to be able to talk to people. It's more of a position of talking to them, getting the information that the people needs, and then working with me to get it across the line. And we have a similar one that we're gonna announce here in the next 2 weeks that's really, really good for the community and something that we all took apart and bringing in. And I think it's getting that person that's gonna fill out all that paperwork and chase all the different leads and make sure that we're getting it all. And there's a humongous amount of paperwork. And the correspondence going back and forth, like we gotta have something. So, and we've done a different approach where we have, you know, we're fortunate enough, I like the economic development part. And it's one of our mandates when you have as a mayor is to bring, you know, economic to your community. I like doing it, we've been a little bit successful at it, and we need some help in the background to make it happen. Go ahead.
Just on, coming back to the title piece, so Judy, when you were doing the research on the job description and what the roles would be, I'm assuming you looked at other communities,
Through you, Mr. Mayor, I did indeed.
and then what did they title it?
So not a lot of municipalities went with the executive assistant role,
Yeah.
which is kind of what we were talking
Yeah.
about in the early days. I mean, I really like going simple and calling the position an administrator. It's not an administrative assistant, it's a step up from that, so a more senior role. But I think with that title, we can encompass the economic development stewardship that we have to do, but there's also an awful lot of communications that come into the mayor and council that need to be handled and dealt with in a timely fashion. And I really think having a senior level person, being able to cover all of that, plus go to the economic development meetings, which are done every, I think, once a month. We need that person, and they'll also sit in on the CREDC meetings, so they'll be fully in the know of what direction the board wants to go in and get that information firsthand. I think that would be a helpful tool. So I was just sort of, we were bouncing around, council liaison, Reg suggested council liaison, and economic development, but I was leaning towards just being simple and calling it an administrator position.
And just for the benefit for people here today, so Ryan is the chair of the Economic Development Corporation, I'm the vice chair. We've been without an economic development lead for a few months now, and it caused significant impact to us. Every grant is not being applied for, it's a critical position. I understand what you're saying, us fully, but I think the more we delay, the more we're missing the boat.
I think we know what we wanna go after, and we know what we wanna do as a council, we always say, yeah, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that. It's just the heavy paperwork that, we need somebody that's in there and, you know, spends time with me, okay, we're gonna do this is why, you gotta call this person, I need you to do this, I need you to talk to them about this, I need you, you know, and it's putting the package together. And we're missing that body.
Okay, so it didn't work out with the contract that we have this year. Can we not try one more time? Get someone who knows how to do the applications. You saw one time I got upset because we just missed out on that grant application, right? And we said, let's give them a try. Now they're done. But that expertise is out there. That's what we're looking for. People who can get these grants, who apply, and they can be part of the structure that we've set up with the CRDC. We can try to make that work for.
So,
That's easier for me to explain to people, is what I'm trying to say. I can
okay,
really
but that's
explain
a
that to
different
people
type,
well.
that's a different type of
And
talent than what we're looking for, or
Yeah.
what I
It's two parts, yeah.
what I need. You're talking about somebody who can fill out grant applications, knows all the rules,
Mhm.
we can find those when we need it.
Mhm.
We need the person that interacts with the actual people, that gets people to invest in our community,
That's a good
and
point.
follows the lead of, hey, you know, I need you to go to this meeting, stress these points, you know, make sure, okay, they're looking for this permit, need that, gotta chase that with the municipality, get that permit, cause they're gonna need it for this date. Okay, minister hasn't gotten back to me, chase that office, get that, phone in, say this, phone in, do this. The days of sending an email and hoping that you get a response in time for what you need are few and far between. You gotta call people. You know, pick up the phone, call them, that's how you get results. You know, and it gets your attention, because you're, hello, yeah, hey, I need this, I haven't heard back from you, I need this, you know? Engaging with people more, we've gone to where you send a text, you send an email, and, oh, I did my job. Try getting me off the phone when I'm calling you for something. Much different, you know, cause I'm gonna call back the next day if I don't get it, you're gonna call back the next day, hey, our community needs this, you know, chasing it, look at the grant. How many times we call the minister? Now he sends us a letter saying, it's coming, the answer is coming, the answer is coming. You know, cause we're engaged with them, and we gotta stay more and more engaged. I find engagement is a key to success.
Speaking from leading an organization, I can really see having the value of having a right hand there who isn't afraid to pick up the phone
Yeah.
and do that, because
How many things
I
could you
know
get off your desk?
how many times I've tried to do phone calls, and I'd love to have somebody else
Yeah.
do them, but that's sort of,
So you're seeing where I wanna head with it. And we need an administrator. You just need one for that committee. You need one to tie it all in with what I'm doing at the municipality level, and then we gotta get it over the line. And we've got that announcement that's coming there, you know, that's a big investment in our little community. But there's gonna be lots of things that we're gonna need. Permits, building, like, you know, all the different things, you gotta have somebody that's chasing those and not gonna let up on. And then we've got a spreadsheet of how many things, like 40 things that we're working on. You know, somebody's gotta grab that sheet and run with it. You can't have the CAO chasing it all the time. There's a lot of things that the CAO needs to focus on too. You know, we got a lot of things coming up with ACOM for the dig that we're doing. You know, there's a lot of permitting paperwork, you know, look at all the delays on Dufferin.
Yeah.
Like, you gotta have a balance of everything.
this is a big position, this is my final take. And we've hired for a big position at the town this year, and, you know, I don't think we necessarily move that fast, but I think people know what we're kind of looking at from this meeting. I do think that there are some things we need to, this 4 lines, there is more to it than in the than the agenda here for the public. There's much more in the council package, but still, I think there's a little bit more time. Maybe my colleagues wanna move ahead straight away, but I think we do need to just take a moment, get this right, so that we do get someone who's going to be.
Well, if we get an administrator, we're gonna get it right, and we're gonna start moving it, and you know that some of the things that we're working on right now that we're not ready to press release yet, but they're coming.
Yeah.
And they're coming quick. We've got people that book flights to come, next week, we've got a whole set of meetings with an investor that's going to do some things. We've got more that are coming on other projects, I mean, we're chasing them, but somebody's gotta follow up on stuff.
I'm a short-term pain, long-term gain kind of guy, so I can hack another 2 weeks, but I do want the public to understand this is very important and,
Well, I don't think the public,
Yeah.
when elected us, that they didn't think we were taking this seriously and making things happen. I mean, we've worked on a lot of things in the community to get things, you know, we've taken a lot of things very, very seriously, and I think, you know, they trust in their elected officials to get the job done. By doing this, we're gonna get the job done and chase it some more. Anyways, any other thoughts? So we have a motion on the floor for, we've talked so long on this one, where were we at?
So
So you-
Paul moved it, Lisi seconded it,
Okay,
we still need to come up with a name.
so does administrator work for everybody? Okay, so now you had a thing where you wanted to table it for 2 weeks?
yes, until the next meeting.
Okay, is anybody in favor of doing that? Okay, is anybody in favor for moving this and moving along? Do we have enough appetite for that? Where do you wanna go, guys? So,
I'm for it, but, okay, move quick on this, but making sure the right person gets the job, don't jump in, cause there's
Correct.
only one applicant
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah.
So, we need the right person.
exactly, so we gotta look, that's the plan. And they have to be a good fit with me. Yeah, but you gotta have.
No,
that.
I get it,
Yeah,
yes,
you gotta have someone that's engaging is
no,
there,
absolutely,
you know, and someone who picks up on my weaknesses, right?
no, for sure.
So we gotta get it right, guaranteed. Okay. Are we all in favor? Carried. Okay. All right, fire chief report.
Report, Michael.
We're gonna get it live. Welcome, Graham. How we doing at the fire department?
We're doing great. I guess you've all got a copy of my report. We've been moving along quite well. Now we are back to being members of the mutual aid for Chapleau Wawa. We do have a big area to cover, which we've gone over with you before. We have received 2 free skids pumps. I believe you might have seen them from a medical company out of Toronto. Don't know why they wanted to donate them. They asked if you would like one. I said, sure, we'll take 2, and they sent us 2. So we have 2 portable water pumps, in which we will be putting in one of the trucks later on in the year. So that's for September. October, we had our open house. I don't know if any of you have seen it, but it was quite successful. Bryce Bertrand and Dave O'Hearn and myself attended all the schools. We talked to all the kids about fire prevention and safety. And then from there, we had our mutual aid, or our open house, and we got over 300 people that attended, and it was a very well-attended meeting, and I just lost my report here.
Great pictures, by the way.
Eh?
Great pictures. With the kids looked pretty happy.
Yeah, no, it was well attended. Then we got to purchase our Jaws of Life. We had training in October. We had a gentleman come up from Hamilton, give us 3 days of training, which went over also very successful. We cut up 12 cars. The new tools are much faster, much lighter, and better than the older ones we had. So we're set to go if there's anything. Hopefully we never get to use them, other than practice.
And along that, I attended the training session for a short time during work, and it was pretty good to see the guys. They were pretty excited, cutting all that stuff up. They were bracing cars, scenario with somebody underneath the car and bracing it and putting up chocks and all that. Brought back some memories of being on the department, but it was good to see. And thank you for putting all that on. The guys were just fantastic. It was good to see.
They were excited, and it's brought morale up in lots of different parts of the fire department. Our attendance is up quite a bit from a few months ago.
Oh, why don't you give us some numbers? Because
I don't have any numbers offhand, but
we had close to almost 100% attendance on one of the meetings from 6 and previous. So
some of the meetings were down to 3, now we're up to 15 at most of them, so it's really good. We're moving ahead with leaps and bounds. We have had discussions with the fire marshal. He is coming up for a meeting, I believe, this Wednesday. I've gone over him with all the training that we need. We do have to get course 1 and 2 to have the fire department in compliance. So we have looked at a person from Bruce Mines area who is a fire marshal training instructor, and we have hired him to do the training for us. He's gonna come to Chapleau 2 days out of the month, so that'll put us in compliance and get us back up and running. The other thing is I was gonna say the Jaws of Life, but we have them now. We also have 2 Starlink receivers that will be on the fire trucks, because now that we go out in the area, we need communications because of the new electrical vehicles. We can't cut into any of them to free a person from them because we could be electrocuted. So whenever we have a car that's electric car, we have to get a hold of this company, and with the radios being in the vehicles now, or communications, before we leave here, and I wonder how the guys are making out. We wouldn't know anything happened until they got back, but now we'll have communications from at all times when we leave the fire hall. So it's good. Yeah.
Just a question on that, so that is 7:35, so we can.
Yeah.
Do we have a time frame to get those in, especially now that we have expanded service areas? That's critical, right?
Yeah.
The Starlink, when do we anticipate those being put in?
We have them already.
Oh,
Yeah,
perfect.
we received.
Yeah, they're not, we need them yesterday, and we got them yesterday, so.
Literally.
Yeah, we just ordered them this week, and we have them already. On Wednesday night, we will be installing them and using them in the truck. So that's another one. These kits that we've got, or the fire skids, we do need to have one of our trucks upgraded for being able to carry that weight. And then we're working close with Regia, and that will be done shortly also. We also are getting an inverter installed into one of the trucks, because the new equipment is all battery operated. So instead of coming all the way back to Chapleau, we have an inverter, and you can thank the mayor for that, because I was gonna buy us a new generator to do that, and he came up with the idea, why don't you just put an inverter in? So that's what we've done. We found one on sale. They're $1,800, all those things. They're more expensive than, but Collins says, comes through again and giving it to us for less than half price. So, and we did get donations from Collins, the Barton Shop, and Valley Mart for our open house, and I've sent letters to all of them, thanking them very much. So, if there's any other questions, now's the time to go with it.
Are you looking forward to the gala this weekend?
Yes, we are. We have the Survey family and the Dags are putting on a gala this weekend. They've come up with $10,000 cash for towards the Jaws of Life, and they called me this week and said that they have another $1,800 that they want us to go out and spend for equipment that we need for the new Jaws of Life. And today I went shopping and I spent $1,400 of their hard-earned dollars, so I've got $400 left. But, no, the gala this weekend, we're gonna have all our equipment at the gala. We'll have a fire truck there outside, idea of the mayor again. And, so people will see that, hey, we're in support of their family as they are in support of the Chapleau Fire Department, so.
Any areas of support you're looking for, Graham, this month? Old-fashioned Christmas?
Old-fashioned Christmas is on the 21st of this month, along with the parade. That's on the agenda here soon later on. No, that's, everything's been going really good. Morale, like I said, at the fire hall is really improved. I'm not getting all the bad eyes and bad looks I was getting before, and everybody's getting on board. It's really been moving ahead for them. So I've enjoyed the last, this idea of me coming and working for 10 hours a week. Yeah, right, you know? It's, yeah, no, well over 10 hours a week, but anyway,
And we appreciate you volunteering.
yeah.
You're doing a great job.
Is there anything else? If not, thank you.
No.
Thanks, Greg.
Thank you.
Again, like I told you, I won't be at the gala, I have a mayor's retreat
And I'm waiting for that letter that is supposed to be read.
upstairs. It's already on my desk and I have 2 edits to it, and then it'll be sent to you.
Sooner the better.
Yes, sir.
All right?
All right, thank you very much. The fire chief report dated November 3rd, both in paper and verbal. Could I please get a mover? Moved by Paul, seconded by Alex. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor? Carried. Okay, fire department purchased a Starlink, verbal, was within,
Through you, Mr. Mayor. Just to follow up on what Graham's already told us, but the equipment did arrive yesterday. It is incredibly simple apparently to install, and so there's no reason why it can't be up and running.
It's Starlink, yeah. They say you just throw it in the dash of the vehicle into the work, but we will have it installed properly
Yeah,
along with the other equipment. And I didn't mention the pagers. We have pagers for all the firemen also at this time.
perfect. Okay, 7.6, municipal enforcement vehicle report. That the council of township does hereby approve the purchase of a new enforcement vehicle to be tendered and ordered for delivery of early 2026. And that council approved increasing reserve fund by $6,000 per year to build a replacement reserve fund for enforcement building property standards. Department starting in 2026. Could I please get a mover? Lisi. Oh, moved by Lisi, seconded by
I'll second.
Kathy. All right, any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor? Carry. Okay, 7.7, reporting outcome sweeper attachment tender. That the township Chapleau does hereby approve, question mark. Could I please get
I will move.
mover for discussion? Can I get a seconder?
I'll second.
Kathy. All right. This is gonna be so nice to get a sweeper and then no one will be phoning this spring for where is it?
Is it pretty simple to attach the loader and take off?
Yeah. Yeah. A lot of municipalities are moving to that and then you don't have another piece of equipment, you just go with the loader, and then the idea is that we have the crate attachment on it, so it'll fit on every single loader that we have.
Perfect.
So if the loader's broken, the attachment can still go, you're not tied to something that's broken, right? So it gives us a lot more versatility. All right, Judy.
alrighty, so, through you, Mr. Mayor, we were given 2 options of 2 different pieces of equipment. Both are unique in their design, it's not apples to apples. But Rajan included a couple of members of the Public Works Department. They sat down, they reviewed the videos of both of the pieces of equipment, seeing them in use. And all 3 of them decided on the EddieNet sweeper attachment, which happens to be the cheaper of the 2, so I was thrilled. And so that's the unit that they're recommending to council.
All right, any discussion on the Eddie unit, or going with that one, or going with the other one? Everybody's good with the recommendation? All right, all in favor? Carried. All right, done. 7.8, lifetime dog tags. The township Chapleau does hereby approve to change lifetime dog tags municipality starting in January 2026, and that council has approved the cost for the 2026 dog tags to be $30 per tag. Can I please have the mover?
I'll move.
Moved by Lisi, seconded by Alex. Open for discussion.
I think it's a great idea.
Yeah, great.
So for benefit of everyone here, you wanna tell us real
Sure.
quick?
So through you, Mr. Mayor, one of the struggles we've had is we have a lot of dogs in our community, but we do not sell very many dog tags. So, one of the ideas, that came up is we don't necessarily need to, get the dog tag every year. So I did some calculating, and if we buy, we sell lifetime dog tags starting this year. You buy 1 dog tag, it stays on your dog for its many years of existence. Because the key here is that we wanna know what dog this house belongs to, or what house this dog belongs to. And so that's really all we care about. It gets your dog back to you almost immediately because we have a list. And we don't have to worry about putting your dog in the kennel, and that's scary and dark, and, you know, this way the dog will be right back home where it belongs. So there's other communities that have tried this and it seems to be successful. So I think let's focus more on getting the service of getting these dogs taken back to their homes as opposed to making money on annual dog tags.
Any further discussion? Hearing none. Oh, go ahead, Alex.
Only thing I wonder is, I mean, we're gonna get, hopefully people comply, which would be nice, we get from all the owners, can we make it $20? Just that really, feel a little bit less. I mean, you get more in the end if everyone agrees.
Through you, Mr. Mayor, I did do a bit of a survey of communities that were doing lifetime tags, and they're much higher than what we're offering. $30 is quite low compared to $150 that some communities are asking for. My last community, I think, was asking for $50. So it's really, we just want people to buy them so we know where to take their dogs home to.
I think that's a fair price. 30.
Okay, any
I
further
think I
discussion
paid
on the price?
$25 a year, like 20 years ago, so 30 to me is very reasonable.
Paul?
That's fine.
Okay, hearing no other discussion, is there any other points that we wanna talk about before I call it? Hearing none, all in favor? Carried. Alright, congratulations, puppies. 7.9, bear bin location report. That the township of Chapleau does hereby receive the report for the bear bin locations for information. Okay, please get a mover.
I'll move for
Moved by
discussion.
Paul, seconded by
A second.
Lisi. Open for discussion.
So I asked that this will be put on, so it's great that, hope people have those additional bins, been put out because of the overflow over the weekend, but I do wanna flag that we continue to monitor that, because even with the 2 bins, there was a chair put in it.
No.
So, the misuse of our bear bins is continuing. So originally, there was a proposal when we put all the cameras around the municipality, they'd be centrally located and monitored. We haven't done that just based on the advice of our director, but I do think we need to continue monitoring that, because 2 weeks ago, Stephanie's in the stand, everyone's house on Lawrence Street was riddled with garbage, because it was windy. And that's not acceptable as a taxpayer, to have, so.
And I think in Randy's report, he said he was gonna do some public awareness campaigns and information, which is, I think, needed.
I think now that I think a big difference in the community too, though, is going to be, we're finally gonna have power at the cameras that
Yes.
have been installed now for over a year.
Yeah.
So they'll come online. I think a lot of those things are
Yep, agreed.
gonna get tempered because the police will be actively using them. And I mean, it's only gonna be a few charges, everybody's gonna wise up. And I think then we could have the opportunity, if we do wanna put one and we have a problematic bear bin, we'll have that ability to pop in another camera.
Agreed.
For sure.
And then that problem will start to go away.
Are the 2 at the arena on camera now? So,
Yes.
yeah.
All right, any further discussion on the bear bins? Hearing none, all in favor? Carried.
I didn't catch the mover and seconder.
I mean,
You moved, okay.
And I think it was
I might have.
Kathy.
Okay, thank you, thank you.
Yep. All right, so we've done the bear bids. Donation, CREDC, that Township Chapleau does hereby approve the transfer of 50,000 of pony funds to Chapleau Regional Development Corporation for the balance of donation of the drag race funds. Refusing donations were sent to the township's account in air. Can I please get a mover?
I'll move.
Moved by Paul, seconded by
I'll second.
Kathy. Open for discussion. So just point of clarification, this was the amount that was sent from the mine, it got sent to the township Chapleau instead of to where the letter came from, CRDC. So again, one of the things I gotta work on. But this will fix that. All good? Any other questions? Concerns? Hearing none, all in favor? Carry. Okay, proposed Queen Street, Ash, King, Teak, and Minto upgrades, preliminary design services of Township does hereby approve the proposed Queen Street, Ash, King, Teak, and Minto Street upgrades, preliminary design service costs from ACOM in the amount of $286,227, and that the council approves the design timeline, and the design will be completed by the end of March 2026. Could I please have a mover?
I'll move.
Moved by Lisi, seconded by Alex. Any discussion?
Just a question around the timeline, so these are for the drawings by the end of March, does that leave us sufficient time? It says tendering and have the project done by fall.
Yes, yes.
Any other comments? So, just so we're clear, because this didn't happen for Dufferin, but we've heard it now. Done by March,
Yes,
ready to go, shovel in the ground, not getting delayed.
yes. Now, through you, Mr. Mayor, we may have to wait until some of the spring thaw goes out of the ground.
Yeah.
Because it is a dewatering situation. But I can assure you,
No,
and
because
all the ducks will be in a row and ready to dig as soon as we're able.
we said the same thing when we were looking at Dufferin, and we were supposed to be ready to go, and we got delayed by 6 months, which was our building season, which I said in Christmas, need to have this in the spring. They said, no, we have time, need to have this,
We
and they kept on
understand.
delaying it, so.
We understand. With Dufferin, however, they changed the permit to take water regulation. They actually eliminated it to make building homes faster. And what it did was it slowed down our project for the whole summer because we had to re-drill another borehole and do a settlement report on that borehole in order to get compliance. So it was really very much out of our hands.
Yes, the troubling fact is it took them all summer to realize that, that's all. So I just want March, so they understand what March is to us,
Yes,
and that it's ready to go. And not coming back in March to say, well, there's a few things that happened, and then we're into December of next year.
I understand.
Okay, perfect,
The fire on them.
for sure. Any other comments? Hearing none, all in favor? Carried. Okay, 7.2, Old Fashioned Christmas and Parade.
I'll move for discussion.
Okay. Seconder?
I'll second.
Okay,
So I asked that this one be put on, Graham, you've mentioned it already, it's coming up very quick, we're already in November. The reason I put this on is we had some challenges with Hydro One, I don't wanna run into those challenges with procurement. And we done necessary paperwork to ensure the trees and lights and banners and everything is done.
Through you, Mr. Mayor. I have had communications with Vice President of Hydro One, who assures me that the tree will be handled and managed by them and then removed after the holiday season. Yes.
Thank you.
We do have to come up with a tree though. They'll plant it, not plant it, but put it in the hole in the ground. So we do need to come up with a tree. Anybody who's got the equipment.
yeah, we'll get it here.
Okay.
I'll just add that to my list of stuff. Okay, anything else? All right. 7.13, capital planning discussion, 2026 capital ventures. Verbal. That the council of township does hereby approve adding following capital items as discussed and agreed by council in the 2026 budget. Can I have a mover to open discussion?
I'll move.
Lisi?
Yep.
Yep, okay, moved by Lisi, seconded by
I'll second.
Paul. Open for discussion.
So this one here was actually a duplication, I was talking specifically about the road improvements that we just talked about, the design grant, Econ.
Oh, so sorry. I thought this was an opportunity for the council to talk about the big capital items that we might wanna look at
That
for
was,
next
no,
year.
sorry, that was for that, specifically.
But if we wanna add something to this, we could put that we're ready to go by March 2026.
You see what I have to do?
So that's all I have.
Yes.
All right, so we're good with that one?
So we can just,
Okay, delete.
sorry for the
Seven
misunderstanding.
point one four, tax process and next steps update. That the Township of Chapleau does hereby receive the overview prepared by Les Jones, the treasurer for information. That upon compilation and information, we recipients direct staff to prepare information for the session and review unsold properties and make determination about how best to move forward. Can I please have a mover?
I'll second.
By Kathy. Seconded by
I'll second.
Lisi. Open for discussion. So has everybody had a chance to read Les's letter? Okay, so who wants to go first? Yeah, go ahead, Jim.
Through you, Mr. Mayor. We are awaiting that very crucial information from Weaver Simmons. They're looking into our ability to be able to go in and view the homes, to go in and be able to view the homes before we make the decision on are we gonna invest them, are we gonna try to resell them, are we going to try something different? So I feel a lot safer if we can see the condition of the homes to be able to make those decisions, so I'm glad that we're trying to get this additional information. We're supposed to have it tomorrow, by the way.
So I think this would be good to be added to the next, we'll move this to the next council meeting, that way there we stay on top of it.
Yeah.
And then we make sure that we're following it every council meeting, and then as stuff comes up, we can act on it. And it's a standing item that stays with us.
Agreed.
How's that sound?
That's good.
Perfect. So you word that in there?
I'm putting it in right now, yes.
Perfect. Any other further discussion? Thoughts, anything? Hearing none, all in favor? Carried. Okay, 2026 regular council meetings, office hours and closing. The council has hereby approved the schedule of regular council meetings for 2026, and furthermore, the council does approve the office hours and closing of the 2025 holiday season. Please have a mover.
I'll move.
Moved by Paul, seconded by
I'll second.
Kathy. Open for discussion. Hearing no discussion, anything to add, June?
Nope, standard dates that we choose.
Hearing nothing, all in favor? Carried. Okay, accounts payable. That the Township of Chapleau does hereby receive information accounts payable in the amount of $127,677.83 for the period ending on October 29, 2025. Can I please have a mover?
I'll move.
Wait, who's home?
I'm sorry, that's mine.
You'll be allowed to stay here.
It's not
Okay,
March yet.
we get a mover.
Nobody allowed.
Alex, moved by
It is our
Alex.
fire department though.
Seconded by
I'll second.
Lacey. Open for discussion, questions? Hearing none, all in favor? Carried. Okay, resolution. Bylaw 2025-56, being the bylaw entering the agreement with the province of Ontario Fire Protection Services Reimbursement Unincorporated Ontario 2025-2026, and the bylaw 2025-56, being the bylaw to enter into an agreement with the province of Ontario with the Fire Protection Reimbursement and Unincorporated Ontario 2025-2026 be read a first and a second time on this day, 3rd of November 2025, and further be read a third time passed and properly signed, sealed this 3rd day of November 2025. Wow. Can you move her?
I'll move.
Moved by Paul, seconded by Alex. Any discussion on the tongue twister? Hearing none, all in favor? Carried. Correspondence. And there's a list of them. So we're gonna go A to K, that the Township of Chapleau received correspondence from the November 3rd, 2025 council agenda with the following extracted for discussion. Is there any to be extracted? Hearing none, can I get a mover?
So moved.
Moved by Paul, seconded by
I'll second.
Kathy. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor? Carried. In camera. Adjourn to an in-camera session at the Township of Chapleau. Move to an in-camera session on November 3rd at 6:20 PM for the following matters. In-camera session meetings for regular council meetings. Sorry,
7:20.
7:20. Sorry. 2025. Persons, matters of individual, including municipal and or local boards pursuant to Ontario Municipal Act, Section 2392E, Human Resources, 3 items. This is right here. It's not there.
We just need to have a mover and seconder for the candidate.
So
Oh, yes,
also.
that's included too, yes, sorry.
Advice that is subject to solicitor-client privilege, including communications necessary for the purpose pursuant to the Ontario Municipal Act, Section 2392F. Legal advice, 2 items. Can I please have a mover? Moved by Lisi, seconded by
We have
Paul.
any questions?
Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor? Carried.
She has a question,
There are no questions. Sorry,
but we don't know what you're talking about. So you said.
in the
before-
in-camera?
No, on Ontario outcome of sweeper attachment. So you gave a whole bunch of things, but we don't know what you're talking about. We're here listening. We don't know.
On which part? On the sweeper?
Yes,
Okay, so there's a sweeper attachment.
yeah,
The township needs a new sweeper. So,
it needs a new sweeper.
yes,
That's what it was.
so it's been broken.
Yeah.
So this rings off every day, cause everybody wants their street swept and there's
Yeah.
sand going through the whole
Yeah.
community. Is that not true?
It's very true.
So every time you see certain individuals, they remind you about it, so now we have as a top priority to do a replacement, and we didn't buy a normal conventional sweeper. We actually saw one down at a conference, and then I was driving through a roundabout in, where the mountain is, Midland. And in the roundabout, there was a loader with a sweeper on it, sweeping. And then, so I stopped, I pulled over and we watched it, and then it filled up, and then it went up to a dump truck, lifted above it, dumped sand inside the dump truck, went back to sweeping. And then cleaned out different areas, and then there was a little parking lot, it went into the parking lot, cleaned it all up. And then we started researching it because it's cheaper to buy a sweeper,
Yeah, we thought it would be like 150, but now it's 60. But when we used to buy the full sweeper,
it's about 300,000.
it's about 300,000.
But remember though, you're only buying like the hydraulic attachment.
Yeah.
So like, you know, the snow blower that puts the snow in the back of the dump truck for the municipality has a motor and everything, it's self-contained, but it goes on the front of the loader, so you already own the carriage equipment. So we call that carriage equipment. When it grabs the attachment, that's your carriage, that carries it.
Okay.
So your carrier, so that's the loader. And we have 3 loaders in the municipality that are all wired the same. So now, don't have an excuse for the loader to be broken, because you can still pick up the attachment. The attachment doesn't have a motor, it doesn't have any of the things that move. It's just basic brooms and hydraulics, hoses, things that are easy to fix. So we shouldn't be having no sweeper in the spring.
The other one is, it's very general, design services.
For the roads,
So,
for the Queen Street, for the streets that are being designed to be fixed.
okay, so that's, so you hire a contractor and you give them a whole bunch of drawings. So they send a big roll of drawings, so you roll them all out on your table. Well, that's for that person to make all those drawings. So they come, they do boreholes in the ground, they look at the different services, they see what the services needs are. Let's say there's additional lots or whatever there is, they tell you the size of the pipe, they tell you your grades, they tell you where your manholes are located, tell you what elevations to use. where your curbs are gonna go, where your storm drains, where your manhole covers are, where your inspections, your cleanouts, redoes all the water, your hydrants, where you swab from, so they're designing all that ahead. And there's certain angles that the pipe has to go to get your swabs through, or else you have a really difficult time. So that's all in your pre-engineering. So then you do all your pre-engineering, then you change all your valve systems, so it's isolating it, so how you pass the swabs through, it's all engineered. And then you have your different heights, where you need frost protection, where you're gonna need blasting, and this company tells you all that for almost $300,000. And they better have it done by March, right?
But it's a good idea because a lot of streets have no maps.
Well, it's
Nobody knew where the
so
infrastructure
so just before we go that far, is that it's a requirement for a grant. You have to have your design build drawings or you can't apply to the, so we had pre-construction. Now we know that we're gonna do it, and we've committed to the community of going out and fixing these streets. We have to, because we're burning about, is it 23,000 a month in water?
Yes, right now, just to keep the system flowing
So-
safely.
So you'll see in the different parts of the community, there's these bleeders. So there's two of them on Queen Street, there's another one down on King. And, fire chief, you need your presence required at the door. So what those are is you have to bleed them, and why you have to bleed them is because we're trying to keep the chlorination content. And the reason why we're having trouble with chlorination is you have a pipe that's this big, and when they break and you get down there, they're actually only this big because over time, we used steel pipe back in the day. And you have to remember that this is installed in like 1911 or 1912? 1910 to 1912. So these pipes are that old. And back in the day, we didn't properly backfill because we didn't know, we thought you put a piece of steel in the ground and it lasts, right? Well, steel doesn't, it rots and stuff, and 100 years later, rocks that we backfilled with end up, because we have frost that goes up and down, and then it snaps a pipe, you get a fracture in it, and then we pay contractors to go and fix it. Contractors don't like going out in 40 below, it's not a lot of fun. And you fix these, so we're trying to get away from that, so we don't spend a couple $100,000 a year fixing them, we actually have good service. And then you'll notice we have low water pressure on King Street, we have low water pressure on Queen, we have low water pressure at the corner of Teak and Queen too. And just, it's old pipe, it has to be replaced. So there's a big push now, it's 7.9 million that we're looking for from the government. We were in Ottawa talking about it, we were in Toronto talking about it, we were in Sudbury talking about it, we were in North Bay talking about it, we were at an event in Timmins talking about it, getting ministers. We've gone to 4 or 5 events in Sudbury, you know, getting hold of ministers and explaining how important it is that we get that money, because we just can't afford you guys see the budget now, you've been coming to a couple of meetings, we don't have that kind of money. So 1% of your tax is $31,000, we talked about that at the last meeting. So we'd have to up your taxes like 300-400% to get to 7.9 million, right? Which is not something that we can do. So we have to really lobby the government to get those things, so that's what we're up to.
Okay, thank you.
I just wanted to touch base again. So would it not be beneficial to the council and the mayor if the people in Chapleau kind of supported Illinois this way? And how can we, if we do it? And I'm sure I'm making any sense.
Make sure you have coffee with people tomorrow and tell them about what you heard and what you're learning. You know, because half of the phone calls that come is that people don't know, and they don't take the time to read all the minutes and stuff. And,
That's why we're asking questions.
yeah,
Thank you.
all right. Okay, and we'll do, learn something, so we'll do a better job of explaining what we're looking at too in the next coming weeks. Yes, all right.
I'll try to make it longer.
Thank you very much for the attendance, it was great to see everybody.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. If you have a video, story, or event you would like to see featured on this channel, just send us an email at nocaudits@gmail.com.